But as long as you love me so, let it snow, when we finally kiss goodnight. How I hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. Yes, I have been listening to way too many Christmas songs. Hey, Cesaro's here, and collector Mike Wells Wolverines, and excuse me, Jaden's here. River Huskins, Cora, Nightmare, Jeff, the Muffin Man. Do you know the Muffin Man? The collector, Anbooz, and Street Racer, Ein. Connor's here. Monaka, Wolfpaw, Jaden, Shelby, Nate, the Great Big Spicy Burrito. Big Spicy Burrito. Speaking of which, we had Taco Bell for breakfast this morning. I got to admit, the breakfast burritos don't send me to the bathroom in as much of a tizzy as a tizzy. Tizzy's a cool word. It sounds like it should be kind of dirty, but it's not. I'm sure we can make it so. But the Taco Bell breakfast is good, is what I'm trying to say. It takes me a roundabout way to get to to messaging. But if you guys haven't had Taco Bell breakfast, it's pretty fucking good. I'm going to have to go out in the storm here, Nate the Great says, because I got to work in doing snow removal. We're getting it. We're supposed to get a substantial amount where we are too, pal. And of course, that was, for years, that's the job I retired from, was at a DPW. So for a good hunk of my career there, I was on the snow plow. Well, driving it, not necessarily on it, but driving it. Let's see. You know what's really weird? So many people believe historical things happened that aren't documented, Comical Chef says. So many people believe historical things happen that aren't documented? I'm not sure what type of things you're referring to, pal. Weird Wednesday. There you go. See, Lachlan's got the right idea. He said Weird Wednesday's all right. Unzips trousers. I would do it as well, but that wouldn't be weird. That would, for me, that would be just following the norm. I don't know what that means, but it seemed to work. Renee says, my God, it's coming right for us. Shoots Black Bear with gun. Everything. When you think about it, the amount of situations where there is an appropriate South Park reference is almost unending. The socialists are coming, says, snow. I remember seeing that 2 years ago in Montana. We don't have a lot of snow where I live, just hurricanes. A lot of hurricanes. Yikes. Yeah, I think of the two, even though the snow is more often, I'd rather the snow than the hurricanes, I guess. Yeah, especially depending on, because I'm trying to think this past season, wasn't it Louisiana that got the shit slapped out of it again? They went right around Florida again and flooded the shit out of everything there. Oh, collector lives in Minnesota. Snows till May. Gets minus 50 degrees. Yeah. Oh, man. You guys got that direct lake effect shit up there. Yikes. Well, thanks, Brad Boy. I appreciate that. Who's my favorite anime character? I don't know if I have just one favorite anime character. With the amount of anime that I've watched now, I don't know how you would pin that down to just one. I got a bunch of favorite anime characters. Icewave says, having weird Susan issues on my devices. Anyway, I like that, Icewave. Well put. Weird Susan issues. I think that's pretty appropriate. I think pretty much anything that goes askew or amiss within our lives in any way should just be attributed to Susan as well. I think she's far-reaching. I've been thinking too. This is totally well. It's Weird Wednesday, bro. I almost hesitated to title it that because it sounds like a really a corny idea that comes back from the days of radio disc jockeys when they were the in thing. Hey, it's Weird Wednesday today. How y'all doing? That type of thing. But I did it anyway because apparently I wasn't that put off by it. Favorite Naruto character? We did I had the gang here do the whole versus challenge for me to figure that one out, and it came out as I expected. That's Hashirama. Collector says Minnesota is frozen hell. Good. Good thing though, when our freezer gets full, we just put them outside. Yeah, really. Yeah, 6, 7 months out of the year, we can just put stuff out the back door. Milog says, I've just created my own situation-based martial arts. Blah, blah, blah. My first technique is how to kill 80 plus people just by spooging in one person's eye. The key is to make sure you're on an airplane and aim for the pilot. Ah. What the hell is that? Socialists are coming to say, so I don't know what I did to have this happen, but yesterday I got a YouTube ad for an 800,000 missile defense system known as Raphael Spider. What the fuck is with these ads, YouTube? Yeah, I would be concerned, my friend, that why do they think that you need a missile defense system? I'd be looking out my window a lot, because, oh, god damn, I made more lists than I thought I made. Refan says Sakura's a bitch. Prove me wrong. Chrome says, so just saw you're having some EPO issues. It's annoying Crunchyroll is missing the original EPO. Yeah, that shocked me. They do that for a number of reasons, or a number of shows, and pretend the latest season is the first. Netflix does it too. Yeah, they sucked me in with that one, Chrome, because it's my fault. I should have researched it better, but who would have thought? You know, I go to Crunchy, and it's like, oh, okay, there it is. So I start watching it, and it just, I got done, and fortunately for me, episode 3, where, for those who don't know, over at the Goose, it hasn't even posted yet, but I just started watching Hajime no Ippo for the Goose. So I go to Crunchy and I watch episode 1, and it's like, that was cool, and I like the backstory, but it just seemed like they, for the main character, it's like they hopped around too much. It wasn't enough of a cemented foundation. So I started looking around, and it's like, okay, something's wrong here, and we determined what it was, that was episode 1 of season 3. It's harder than hell to find Ippo out there, but I got it worked out now. Chrome says, well, it's to defend against the socialists, duh. Good point. Oh, well, good. I'm glad to have you in, Stephen. You know what I was thinking too? It would probably be after Christmas, because again, I'm getting videos done ahead of time for while we're away for a few days. What would you guys think about it wouldn't if it wouldn't be on a regular basis, but I like doing these streams. I really enjoy the chat streams a lot. So we haven't been doing much of any gaming. What about if I just here or there posted shit back at the gaming channel again now that we can? Because the gaming channel went to snuff when they pissed me off when YouTube came through. Remember when they had one of their major fucking freakouts, and they went through and they demonetized everything on there, and that wasn't even the big thing. More importantly, they were putting restrictions on a lot of this is gaming videos, because they were restricting them when they were first in trouble about kids watching the videos there, and they went way overboard, as they always do. So I said, you know what, fuck it, I'm not even going to post there. But now that all that is cooled off, I've got so many games backed up from when we were streaming on here. I won't have streaming abilities until we get that. We got plenty of subscribers, but until we get the views back up again over there. But I could start playing those games and posting gameplays over there. There's a lot of stuff I want. There's a lot of stuff I want to play with right now, as always. But again, it wouldn't be with any regularity. It would just be as I could. But I'm thinking after Christmas, when I get caught, because then I'll have caught up with the extra videos I got to do. I'd have time to do that again. Son Goku says thanks, Susan. I miss watching you surviving Minecraft. That was fun, Ice Wave. Actually, if I did a Minecraft video right now, Braxton and his buddy set up a server. I'd probably go on there and check that out. They got a lot of mods on it. It looks like it's a pretty fun server. Yeah, Big Green. That's why I just let the gaming channel go. A lot of YouTubers let channels go because it was insane. You're going through, and they had them marked as inappropriate, I'd say for ridiculous reasons, but a lot of times I didn't even know what the reason was. They just went through, again, YouTube never reacts, they only overreact. And again, that was the whole thing with with everything being appropriate for children and all that happy horse shit, and they just devastated the channel. Let's see. Hey, Curtis, I just woke up, pulled an all-nighter. What are we talking about? Anything, Haroon. It's just, yeah, it's Weird Wednesday. I gotta have some of those old FM radio DJ sound effects on a board here. Chrome says, here's an example. Netflix pretends episode 600 of Detective Conan is episode 1, and Crunchyroll acted like the Cardcaptor Sakura sequel, Clear Card, was the start of the series. Both later fixed it. Yeah, like I said, Chrome, you go on, because I just did a general search at first. I just put into Google, watch Hajime no Ippo, and you get a list of places that have it. I saw Crunchy was on it, and I like using Crunchy, and of course I have memberships to all of them. So I go on, and it's like, oh, okay. Well, they only have 25. I know there's more than that, but this is a good place to start. It never dawned on me that those 25 episodes were from the 3rd season, not the 1st, because it doesn't say it anywhere on there. Dumbasses. I have to go make dinner, guys. Roast beef. Enjoy the show. Enjoy, Lachlan. Oh, I love roast beef. It's one of my favorites. I just asked my wife what we're having today, and she didn't know, and that makes me uneasy because I need to know where the next food is coming from and what it's going to be. Walking Dead was fun. We finished one, Sploosh. The first Walking Dead game we finished. That was really good. That Walking Dead gameplay, the original Walking Dead, that's what I'm trying to say, is my favorite game I've played of that type, of that genre. It was a lot of fun. Barry says, Weird Wednesday. Yeah. Only weird thing is me and you. Well, Barry's, I got a lot of documentation that proves, yes, that I am clearly weird. Medical doctors, as a matter of fact. Wolverine says, I fell asleep watching Quantum of Solace last night. To be fair, I worked night shift Sunday and Monday nights and was operating a 5-hour sleep over 60 hours. Yikes. Holy crap. Yeah, I would have been asleep through anything at that point. As I've gotten older, I don't know why. When I need to sleep, I need to sleep. It's not like the old days where it was easier to just keep fighting it off. Turn into a puss. Chrome says, I don't know if it's always just YouTube overreacting. I might be being a bit cynical, but I feel like they're taking advantage of it to purge some users to focus on Hollywood types. That's entirely possible too, Chrome. I don't think you can be overly cynical when it comes to YouTube and their motivations for doing things. And anything's possible. But yeah, they did such a number on the channel. It was just frustrating. Even with the demonetization, I could go through and appeal them all, and probably most all of them would be overturned. But then you had all of them restricted by age, and it's like, it was games that you would never imagine. But that's, like I say, YouTube's reaction to everything is to overreact. Barry's. I was just about to say, oh, Barry's a stream boss, and his post says, "Give me my stream boss status." Damn it! I know. I put the We Bear Bears back up there as the icon for the super chats. I got them. Well, I told you they're sitting right there on my desk. I don't know why. We Bear Bears was a cartoon. We gotta have a cartoon stream discussing cartoons at some point soon too. We Bear Bears was one that when it started, when I first heard the premise, like, I don't know, but I ended up really liking that one. I like that one a lot. Oh, Refan, you're in class right now? Like I say, if a teacher, instructor, professor, whatever class you may be in, says anything, tell them to back off. You got priorities. What's more important, education or this? Teacher will understand. The last 2 or 3 videos that I react to have gotten copyrighted and claimed, Nate says. Oh, really, Nate? What type of videos? Well, see, as far as reactions, well, you guys know, the process I go through here at YouTube is a good hunk of the reactors, we have specific permission. And then the others, when it's not possible to get specific permission, you can pretty much tell if somebody is cool with reactions just by how many are out there. And plus, the one thing YouTube has done well is if somebody is okay with reactions but doesn't want people monetizing and wants the monetization, That system really seems to work, the third-party claim system. If you react to a video and it's third-party claimed, it's immediate. I mean, before it even, the second it goes live. So it's made it more convenient for doing reactions because you know that the original uploaders have that option. B Green says, yeah, they're still trying to be a TV and news site. Yeah, I agree. I don't remember how many times I clicked off their news tabs only for it to pop back up. Yeah, that's been, well, we talked about that before, Big Green here. That's always been their goal. Google's, when buying YouTube, they had this great little niche where, you know, YouTube was proof that people liked watching videos made by, you know, people who are their neighbors and just people with a camera and some ideas and stuff. And it was really cool the way it took off. YouTube or Google buys it out and they're like, well, let's change this. Let's just make it another run-of-the-mill TV studio. And because that's how Google does things. Gravity Falls is cool. I don't know, I don't know Gravity Falls as well as I know some of the others. I haven't seen a ton of episodes of that. But what I have seen, I liked. Brax has seen more of those than I have, but it was good. I like the characters. JRG says, I just finished classes. I'm tired. Uni online is the worst. Yeah. Brax, it's tough, man. I felt bad for him this past semester with, you know, you don't get any of the college experience out of it. I mean, it's nobody's fault other than the Chinese governments for gracing the world with COVID. But I really, I felt bad for him because it's not that experience that you wanted him to have, you know? And that's just too bad. Because all his classes were online. He only was at school because he's an RA. And I'm wondering, with the cases spiking and just starting to get the vaccine out there, I'm wondering if he's going to be going back in January or if they're... it's just a guess on my part. I'm thinking here in New York, Governor Dipshit may just say, because he's Brax at a state school, he may just say, you know, this semester is going to be remote learning entirely. I don't know if he'll be going back or not. Shelby says, do you think anything will ever replace YouTube? As long as Google owns it, Google's got a lot of ego about the things they own, and they seem that they are unwilling to ever admit that they made a poor purchase or that something isn't working out the way they wanted. And as long as Google, with their insane amounts of money and pull because of their Google, I think it's almost impossible for anybody to make a real strong dent in their market as far as what they've got set up at YouTube. So as long as Google remains the owner, probably, again, there are other places you can upload videos, but I don't see any real competitors on the horizon. Hey, Curtis, you like Rick and Morty? I did, Henry. I watched it. I watched the entire first season, really enjoyed it. I watched this probably half of the second season, and I didn't intend to get away from it. I liked it. But I just remember something changed in my schedule because we were watching them as they aired. And I would have had to go back and rewatch them later, and I never did. So it's not like I stayed away from it, but I didn't keep up with it. It just wasn't on purpose. It's only 40 episodes and a great suspense cartoon. Yeah, like I say, I've seen I've seen individual episodes on Boo, but I'd never seen it in a lot of context, a lot of one after the other. Yes. Johnny says, remember when YouTube implemented the Google Plus comment bullshit? Yeah, that was when Google Plus was telling you they were going to be the new social media site. They were going to eclipse Twitter and Facebook and everybody else, and everybody was going to do all their social media at Google Plus. And they fucked with all of us who were YouTubers, and you had to have a Gmail account and link it to your YouTube, and oh yeah, it was, Jesus Christ. Yeah, you know, for a huge organization, one of the biggest organizations in the planet, Google, they do it. They have a lot of fuck ups. They've had a lot of false starts over the years. Barry says, I am Stream Boss. Fear me and my completely irrational fear of mayo. I'm not afraid of Arby's. Love Arby's. Boruto and vaccines that do not give out autism. I repeat, do not give autism. Don't quote me on the last one. I'm not liable. Chrome says, personally, I feel BitChute may make a good run at competing with YouTube. It would be nice. They just need to expand more past the political content. Them adding streaming may help that. Yeah, it's just, the thing is, Chrome, YouTube's got such a brand recognition and such a foothold in the market. You know, when we think about it, any of us, if like me, I've got some home projects coming up, different things I'm going to do around the house. And when I need details or I want a tutorial on how to do a specific thing, where do you go? It's immediately, oh, well, I'll just look it up on YouTube. But that's because that's where all the videos are going to be, and they're just so ingrained. Milag says, Ballman, do you have Epic Games on PC? It's like Steam. Yes, but they're giving away 15 games for free from tomorrow. Wow. One a day. Their supposed list is pretty good. Witcher 3, Far Cry 5, Assassin's Creed, even MHW. Wow. I didn't know about that. I didn't know Epic Games was doing that. Brack's a big Epic Games fan, too. For me, again, I've got a slew of games on my Steam right now that I haven't had time to play. That's why I'm thinking of maybe starting to, but I would let all you guys know, maybe put some videos back up on the old gaming channel again. But I will let you know in the streams and over here at this channel if I start doing that. Chrome says, so Dragon Ball Super's manga is just about to start a new arc already. I'm surprised the anime hasn't returned yet. I wonder if they were waiting to start it around the Olympics since Goku is a mascot. Oh, I forgot about that, Chrome. Goku being a mascot. Yeah, and the Japanese have high hopes for the Olympics getting off the ground in 2021. They're saying that everything's going to go forward, so we'll see what happens. That would be cool. Yeah, Socialists Are Coming says Google out here trying to be digital Disney. Yeah, and you're right. That's what you could tell right from the get-go. That was immediately their idea is, okay, we'll just, we'll get people away from it. We'll muscle out these idiots that are making videos in their own living rooms, and we'll turn this into the network. And of course, it failed abysmally, and that's to the credit of everybody that watches YouTube videos, because each and every time that YouTube would make an attempt like that, people would just be like, oh, fuck out of here with this. We want to watch RDC World 1, and we want to watch Brandon Rogers, and we want to watch people who are, just doing their own thing. You guys fuck off. Hey, Philip, you got a notification? Wow. Look at Susan being all magnanimous and everything. Nate the Great says, I'm debating whether to do Rooster Teeth themed reactions now, even after getting permission from them. The last two videos they did reactions to got copyright claimed and blocked. Well, I had issues with Rooster Teeth too. They say they're cool with reaction videos, and a lot of people do them. And it was never consistent. I would go along and do a bunch of videos, and they'd be fine, and then all of a sudden one would get blocked. And then you would contact them like they asked you to do, and it just seemed like they would be like, nah, not going to get around to it. I don't know. I don't know what goes on there, because they say specifically in their own terms of service, their own FAQ, that they're cool with reaction vids. And I did everything just how they asked. I had the disclaimer in the description and everything. I don't know. And it never happened to all of them. It would just be here and there. Kevin says, oh, what a coincidence. Just found your YouTube channel today in your life. Oh, good to have you, Kevin. Yeah, always good to have you guys in. You know what I wish I could do? I was looking at it. I can't find a way. I wish there was a way while we're streaming here. I'm using OBS Studio for the stream right now. Yeah. I wish there was a way to have two feeds. In other words, I wish I could feed my phone into the stream as well. Well, what would happen? Well, hold on a second. Let me read Gimsters. I just thought of something. Let me try something here. Gimster said we just got about 2 feet of snow in the past 24 hours. Holy shit, they're starting already up there, pal? And we locals left the Alberton Prairie folks to do some snow removal and cry while doing it. Old man Winter is barely revving his engine here. It's amazing. You guys will hear it. Gimster gives us regular updates during the winter. He's up in Canada. If you weren't here for them last year, you're going to be amazed by the fucking snowfall totals they get. Now, where I am, we're supposed to get the storm tonight into tomorrow. Last I saw, we're right on a border on the prediction. Actually, this storm is weird. It's coming from the south, so the further north you go, the less you get, which is typically the opposite. But it looks like we're predicting anywhere from about 5 to 10 maybe. and places south of us a couple feet, potentially. But Gimster gets storms like that just routinely. It's just like part of the regular run. Wolverine says, check last post. Interestingly enough, the SSB evolved from that Vegeta obtained during the tournament was the first SS form he achieved on screen. Every form before he achieved it was done off screen. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize that. I wasn't aware of that. That's kind of cool. So I'm thinking, what on my phone? What if I go into Studio or what if I go to the YouTube app? What if I put live? What would it? Let's see what it would do. New. Hold potentially inappropriate messages for review. I tell them no to that all the fucking time. Chat messages held for review can be approved or kept hidden from another device while you stream. You can turn this feature off anytime in your settings. No, don't turn it on. And I'll tell them no, and now it'll be turned on in no time. Now I'm trying to figure out, now, I don't see any way in the app that I can have my phone connect to this stream as well. Create a title. Yeah, I wish it was. Yeah, it looks like it would just start a new stream. And how would it do that? How could we have two streams going at once? I don't know. I got to figure that out if there's a way to do that. That would be kind of fun. Henry says, hey, Curtis, would you ever shave your goatee? I don't have any plans on it. I mean, it's not like something I'm attached to. Like it would be a big deal. I'm curious what you would look like without it. I don't, like I say, I don't have any plans to shave it, Henry. I'm not one of these people that's like super attached to it. It's like, oh no, you can't touch my facial hair, that type of thing. I just think my head looks like a great big giant bubble without some sort of facial hair on it with the big bald head. So I don't have any plans on shaving it, but it wouldn't be a big deal to me to shave it, I guess. Yeah, I've got no. Yeah, if I do, how can they say next? Let's see, more options. What else? Advanced settings. I'll chat. No, nothing there. I was just wondering if there was a way to have another camera angle. Like I could have my phone over at Spaz Kid's desk and switch between the streams, but I don't see any way to do that or switch between the cams. Let's see. Philip says, yesterday I sent an email to Trudeau's office protesting the carbon tax. Probably an act of futility. Yeah, but if nothing else, sometimes it's just cathartic to do it, Philip. At least I'll be on the list of people shot when he makes Canada a communist dictatorship. Yeah. Yeah. Philip, they got it. I mean, just from the little bit I know about, Canadian politics and what's going on, you guys, aren't they going to get him out up there? It just seems like his approval ratings are in the tank. Jeez. Diet Pink Chrome says that. Oh, I'd be pretty. That'd be special with a pink goatee. Oh, bring all the boys to the yard. Jordan Paris Hawkins says, been in lockdown here since March. Yikes. But your streams and reaction videos have brightened my day so good. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And holy shit. I hope things, wherever you are, I hope things ease up on that soon. Man, it's hard to stay freaking sane like that. Simon says, I only shave once a year for my school photo, then I look like a hobo the rest of the year. Nothing wrong with the hobo life. Chrome says, I think everyone has high hopes for it at this point. The Olympics have basically become a bright shining fire for next year for a lot of people after the dark of 2020. I know, I do hope everything goes well. It certainly does seem like, with the vaccines, it seems like we might be on a good path towards making the Olympics come off and everything. I certainly hope they do, especially with Goku being one of the mascots. I think Goku should enter a lot of the what competition do you have in the Olympics that Goku wouldn't win? Let's get him out on a balance beam and shit. I didn't hear about that. CDV says, "What do you think about Tom Cruise COVID rant?" Oh, geez, he's fucking weird. On the Mission Impossible set, I didn't hear about that. What did he go off about, CDV? Jeez. Tom Cruise is not the sharpest knife in the drawer, just in case anybody was wondering. In case he didn't make that readily apparent with the whole dancing on Oprah's couch thing and the rant he did against the guy that used to be the host of the Today Show there. And are you an expert? I study this. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you know what you're fucking talking about, Tom. Shut the fuck up. Chrome says there's politicians both here and in the U.S. with sub 20% approval ratings who've been in charge decades. Doubt they'll do anything. I agree, Chrome. Just typically when you're at the top, president or premier or whatever your structure may be, when your approval rating gets that dismal, you're usually on the way out. It seems like on lower levels, it can run that way because you're dealing with a small select group of people. Like you could take somebody like here, like Cortez, AOC here in America. Nationwide, she gets approval ratings at like 12%, 10%, but she's going to keep winning because in her tiny little district, they're morons. Philip says, Tom Cruise is a mediocre actor at best. He just keeps getting cast in good movies. I would agree with that assessment, Philip. I've never been impressed with Tom Cruise's acting. I mean, when you think back on his career, and I've watched a lot of his movies, just kind of like you're saying, there's never a movie that I look at and go, oh, man, he was brilliant in that. There's just movies that I look back on and go, oh, yeah, that was a really cool story. I would agree completely. Anbu says, not to be a downer, but what do you do when you know bad things are going to happen in your life and there's no way stopping you? You just embrace it, Anbu says. I not even necessarily embrace it, Anbu, but I think for me at least, when you know that there's going to be a shitstorm of some sort, a shitstorm of some sort, I think you do your best to prepare yourself for it. In your own mind, just lay out a plan of attack for getting past it and do just that. Try and get past whatever whatever created the shitstorm and get beyond it and hopefully on to better and brighter tomorrows, I guess. I mean, it's not exactly any type of deep advice, but really there's like what you're outlining there. When you know it's coming, all I can say is you just brace yourself for it as best you can, face it head on and understand, the worst thing you can do is bury your head in the sand and say, oh, well, I'll deal with it when it gets here. Just have a plan of attack for hopefully getting to it and beyond it. Oh, here's the Tom Cruise rant. Okay, let me pop it up real quick. You guys don't pay any attention while I'm popping it up, or go ahead and do. Let me see. I just want to see what Cruise said. Tom Cruise is warning Mission Impossible 7 crew members that they will be fucking gone if they break COVID safety protocols again. No apologies. You can tell it to the people that are losing their fucking homes because our industry is shut down. Oh, and then there's full audio. I don't have time to watch it all. Depends on exactly what he said. I mean, I think it's easy when it's Tom Cruise to just kind of laugh and scoff because I honestly believe he's a moron. But if his thing is he just wants everybody to do the right thing to keep the sets open, all right. I certainly probably better ways to approach it, but I don't think, Tom Cruise is the type that, again, I don't think he's very bright to begin with. And when you add to that, he's got that star quality where he feels like everything he says should be gold and should be revered. Anything he says is going to come off as douchey. I don't know if you talked about it, but first thoughts on Epo. Well, I've only seen one episode, Andrew, and it was the wrong episode because it was episode 1 of season 3 instead of episode 1 of season 1. So I really don't, I don't really have any deep thoughts to give yet. Now tomorrow, now that we've gotten everything squared away and we figured out what the screw up was, tomorrow I'll be watching the actual first episode of season 1. Yeah, Going Nowhere, I didn't even get through all of that one. It was too weird. Going Nowhere says the one Tom Cruise movie I remember was Eyes Wide Shut. That movie was fucking weird. Yeah, and I like weird to a degree if it's done well, but that one was just.
Oh
I think weird for
yeah.
me it was weird for the sake of being weird. Wasn't even a good story or anything. It was just out there. So yeah, I didn't get into that one. I didn't watch all of it. Socialists Are Coming says fun fact of the day: in southern Florida, crossbows are known as croc bows because they are silent and capable of penetrating a crocodile's skull. They are often used illegally to remove crocs. Really, I didn't know that. Bunch of crossbow warriors out there taking on this slithering horde. Melissa Shiny Hunter says, I love your Christmas Village video. Well, thanks, Melissa. I like that little Christmas Village. I don't know what it is about that. My wife does a good job with it every year, and we've been adding to it for years.
Oh
And now we've gotten we
yeah.
got a nice little village there now. I really enjoy it when she puts it up every year. It's finally gotten to where, the village looks full. Hey, Cooper. Gimster says, I would laugh hard like Joker if a voice suddenly appeared at the end of the year saying, congratulations, you made it through the tutorial. That would be good. Through the tutorial or the prologue, yeah. uh, uh, I'm laughing now. I don't know if I'd be laughing then. I might just say, you know what, fuck it. I don't feel like playing this game anymore. Johnny says Cruise was great in Rain Man. Obviously, he was outshined by Hoffman, but still good. You think so, Johnny? I tend to agree with Philip a little in the respect that I don't think he was bad in it, but I don't think in Rain Man, just for me, I don't think he did anything to stand out. I don't think he did anything exceptional as an actor. Of course, Dustin Hoffman, like you say, he was fucking brilliant in that movie, and especially being around disabled people as much as I have over the years, he was just so spot on. But I thought, as I always tend to think with Tom Cruise, I thought he did a serviceable job. I just don't think he's the type of guy to carry a movie. I think he needs to be in a strongly written movie. Just my opinion. Simon says, "Oh yeah, Curtis, I've asked this a few times in past streams. Will you ever react to the whole Pink season by Filthy Frank? Probably not. I don't think I'll be going back for more Filthy Frank now that Papa Franco is officially done with it. So no, probably not. It was a great time, and still some of the funniest things I've ever seen. But I think it's done with its run now. It's almost be sad to watch more of them. Watch them again now, knowing that he's not making any more sketch comedy. Jack Queen says, Tom Cruise genuinely concerns me. Saw this one interview with him talking about Scientology and it was just absent mentally during it. Yeah, I agree, Jack. I just my opinion once again, but I just think the guy's dumb. No better word to describe it than just DUM. He's just not a thinker. And the scary thing is, it's one thing when somebody is clearly slow of wit. And even if they don't necessarily recognize that, they stay within their lane of knowledge. But when somebody is clearly not bright, but considers themselves to be the opposite, considers their intellect to be elite, like Tom Cruise does, that's when things get really weird. Cheap Jump Scare says, been playing Cyberpunk, Spaz Kid too. Hella fun game so
Oh
far. He would agree with you.
yeah.
Cheap Jump Scare's stream boss too. Yeah, he would agree with you. I asked him how he's been enjoying it, and he's having a great time with it. He's been playing it a lot. I thought he was good in Interview with a Vampire. Oh, I remember that one. Yeah. To me, Jack, most all of his movies fall in that same category. I don't think he's bad. I just don't think he's exceptional. There's just most of my favorite actors. I can name you some movies where I think they just blew it out of the water. They were the reason the movie was as good as it was. But Tom Cruise has never done that for me. Guys like Jack Nicholson, who, as far as a person, I always thought Jack Nicholson was kind of a dick, but as an actor, holy shit. You get things like The Shining, where with anybody else in The Shining, I just don't think that movie's as good. Johnny Depp, another person who I've seen the interviews with him and stuff, and think he's not a big fan of him personally, but some of Edward Scissorhands, I don't think anybody else does that nearly as brilliantly as him. The whole Charlie and the Chocolate Factory thing, I was all ready to hate that movie because I liked Willy Wonka with Gene Wilder. I loved that original. It's like, oh, you're going to ruin it. But just Johnny Depp's performance alone made me appreciate the second one as much as the first one. And I guess that's where I'm coming from. I've just never seen Tom Cruise in anything I've watched him in give a performance that made me feel that way. That's like, wow, that guy just killed it. Again, he was good in Interview with a Vampire, but I didn't think he was really exceptional. Tengu says, I hate supermarkets. Old ladies put shopping carts in the narrowest part of the aisle while scouring the shelves with a fine-tooth comb and then gripe about social distancing when you try to pass. I've told you guys over and over, I always have considered myself prejudice-free, but I can't say that 100% because if there's one group that I tend to have a predetermined notion about, it's old people. And I include myself in that. Once they get to be around my age or older, it just seems like they lose, obviously not everybody, but such a large percentage of older people lose basic decency and manners because they seem to feel that everybody owes them something for having lived that long. Just like what you're outlining there, where it's like, I'll take up the whole goddamn aisle if I got to, and everybody else will wait because I'm 82 and I've earned it. Yeah, I haven't earned shit. Just be a decent human being. I saw this, Chrome. She says, so a Japanese live-action Yu Yu Hakusho series is going to be coming to Netflix. I did see that. On a scale of Battle Angel Alita to Death Note, Netflix to Dragon Ball Evolution, how bad do you think it'll be? When I read it, I just read it earlier today, Chrome, and I just laughed. It's like I can't say I have zero interest because I have a morbid curiosity. I think it'll be right up there. My guess is going to be it's going to be Dragon Ball Evolution like. I hope I'm wrong. It'd be nice if they could do one of those right one time, but I have zero faith that they will. Lude says, Depp's a great actor. I like him as a person too. Dude's got issues, but he ain't a bad person. I've seen that more recently, Lude. Back in the day when he would be doing the like the late night talk show circuit, he always struck me as kind of a douche. But now, more recently, with more things I've seen of him, I don't know if maybe he's matured or it was a misread on my part, and maybe he's just socially awkward. Because he just always struck me as, and again, not overtly, not over the top douchey, just kind of like, guy's kind of a dick. But, and the whole thing with Amber Heard, I think he completely got the raw end of that deal. You know, this bullshit with believing people without any evidence or basis for that belief, without, even casting an eye of suspicion on an accusation is bullshit. And so maybe that softened my stance on him, but I don't know. It just seems like recently, again, it's either a maturity thing or I just misread him and it wasn't douchebaggery, it was just social awkwardness. Yeah, Lex says basically the same thing. Depp's cool. He's pretty chill now. His ex I can talk about all day. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that, Lex. And I've seen him doing some things, and it's hard not to soften your stance on him when you see him dressing up in full Captain Jack gear to go visit sick children in a hospital. It's like, all right, even if I am right and his personality is kind of douchey, who cares? Because the guy's doing stuff like that. So, yeah, and I think it's cool that a couple times he went out to Disneyland and he went on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, all dressed as Captain Jack. There's got to be a little bit of little kid in you to do something like that, and there's got to be a lot of decent human being in you to do things like the former with the children's hospitals and stuff. So could be maturity and could just be that I misread him from those early interviews. Dylan says, the only genuinely good anime-based live-action movie I've seen is Death Note. See, now the series or a movie, Dylan, because I started to watch the Death Note series and I didn't like it. What was it on Netflix? I didn't care for it. But again, I don't know, was it an actual movie? This was a series I started watching. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, I got to tickle my nose. Philip says, speaking of Jack Nicholson, the worst villain of all time is Nurse Ratched. My biggest regret is Jack's character didn't finish the job. would have made the lobotomy more tolerable. Bitch had it coming. One of the great lines in all movies. I just want to watch the goddamn World Series. Yeah, yep. Couldn't agree more, Philip. That's one of the long lasting movie quotes that stays with me all the time. I would say that I break that quote out every time it's appropriate, but I break that quote out even when it's not appropriate, just because I love that quote. Just want to watch the goddamn World Series. Lude says, do not get me started on the entire situation with Amber. I could go on about that bullshit all day. Dude was a victim of the relationship, and because she has a vag, he gets thrown to the wolves. I completely agree. Agree 100%. And I mean, and you've got the recordings and everything. You can hear what's going on. And it's just, and I don't care, man or woman, you don't, when somebody comes out with an allegation of abuse, obviously it should be looked into. You don't get automatically believed believed to the extent that you're taking actions against the abuser just because of your word. Our society is so fucked up with shit like that. And obviously Disney can go fuck themselves. I'm not watching any Captain Jack movie where Captain Jack is not Johnny Depp. Fuck you. It's not even a boycott thing. Why the fuck would I want to watch it? Any other actor isn't Captain Jack. Absolute bullshit that he lost that gig and everything. So just speaking for me, make all of them you want. As far as I'm concerned, I hope they all hemorrhage money. Fucking take Johnny Depp out as Captain Jack. Give me a break. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Johnny says, the worst interaction I had with an old person was when a woman told me that I was a disgrace to the military for being a single dad. Well, that's another one of my issues is old people with their, okay, it's one thing to be set in your ways, and even if your ways are moronic a lot of times, but you don't need to share them with everybody else. And I've told you, the reason I can tell you guys unequivocally that I know racism still exists in America is because I'm an old white guy. And it's almost shocking how many times, and it's other old white people, they will feel comfortable, not even knowing you, just, meeting you in a happenstance circumstance, to start throwing the N-word around and stuff. It's like, what the fuck? Because they think because I'm old, white, bald, whatever the case may be, well, I just got to be one of the good old boys. And, can you believe what those dark people are doing to society type stuff? It's like, what the fuck? And they're just, oh, man. Again, and that comes back to not even just ignorance. That comes back to what I said. It's just they get to a certain age and think that everybody owes them something, or they just annoy me. Henry says, I'm thoroughly convinced that the guy who runs Meat Canyon is a literal genius. The way he takes the piss out of everything and everyone by using creepy-ass caricatures of pure gold. Couldn't agree more, Henry. He's fucking brilliant. And as I've said in several of the videos, what's amazing to me is you go into the video and he's lampooning a known character, and he's going to go for the creepy angle, and yet when you watch it, it's so much creepier than you ever could have imagined. Tony the Tiger's voice was brilliant today. He immediately got me with the voice, and then where you guys told me in the chat that it was him in the face makeup, in the Tony the Tiger makeup, that really freaked me out. He did that really well and just threw it in there randomly. Now you got a human face with that creepy expression. That was cool. He's good. He's talented. Resonator says it may be a little irrelevant to the stream. Oh, everything's relevant to these streams. Or probably no one here probably wants this to know, but my balls hurt. No, we wanted to know that. We're very much, now I can't guarantee how much sympathy you'll get, but we like to know if either to, somebody might throw a sympathetic, oh, it sucks, dude. I hate when my balls hurt. And you just have to understand a lot of people are going to laugh about it too, going, oh, glad it's your balls and not mine. But we always want to know is what I'm trying to say. Philip says, I'm not big on Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow. Really, Philip? I love him as Jack Sparrow. But I do love him in his more grounded movies like Donnie Brasco or Public Enemies. Public Enemies, I don't know Donnie Brasco. He was really good. Yeah, I mean, as an actor, I think he's brilliant. I love him. It took me a little bit of time to get used to it. But as soon as I was, it's like, yeah, I can't see anybody else as Captain Jack. Big Green says, how about that clan meeting last night, eh, Curtis? Yeah, that's the way it is, Big Green. It stuns me to this day. And it's always older white people. And they just, and if it isn't the N-word, it's some sort of racist trope or something like that. And they just feel like it's perfectly acceptable. Now, listen, you guys know me. I'm, as far as making a joke or satirizing something, or even if the joke is off the cuff and it's about stereotypes or something, I'll laugh with anyway. I don't care what it's about. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about with people really being kind of vicious and nasty to other people because of the color of their skin, and they just, oh, well, you're old and white too, so you don't know what I mean, buddy. You're one of the old group. It's like, you fucking people. Henry says, one of my very favorite actors is Edward Norton. I like Edward Norton. He's very versatile when it comes to his different roles. Sucks that you don't see him in movies anyway. Yeah, it's funny you put that at the end, Henry. I was going to say, what's happened to Edward Norton? I haven't seen him in anything in ages. But I don't watch movies like I used to, so I was thinking maybe it's just me. I just haven't seen what he's been in. But yeah, for a while he was so hot back in the days of Fight Club and stuff like that. Chrome says, just catching up on some anime news at the moment. The Kyoto Studios arsonist is finally going to court. Psychopath said, I thought I'd be able to kill many people if I used gasoline. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Jack Queen says, I think he was great as Jack Sparrow, LL, considering that performance is all him. I love him. I love him as Jack Sparrow. That's not how telling the story of Pirates of the Caribbean, how I would have imagined Jack Sparrow, but man, he just fucking kills it. I think he's a brilliant actor. Chrome says, Amber's ironically just been contracted by some company to teach classes on domestic abuse, apparently. By teach classes, I assume she's going to instruct people on how to abuse others, must be, Chrome. That's got to be what it is. The class is actually how to jack the shit out of your boyfriend, husband, whatever the case may be. That's why they needed her as an instructor. Big Green says, yeah, Jack Sparrow being played by some other guy is weird. And I say that as somebody who's not Caribbean. Yeah, he's so iconic with it. And beyond it, as I said, it's not even like boycott. I don't have any interest in watching any of those movies if it's not Johnny Depp. Oh, fuck. Now what are we doing? Hold on. Now, I wish I should have. Oh, I didn't get quick enough on the. Hold on. I got it. Let me see if it's going to do it again. Yeah, we're getting bad lag. I assume you guys are getting it too? Do you guys now? I don't want to say too much because I'm afraid it's going to get missed. I didn't do it in time. We were getting some bad lag there. I didn't think to capture. What the fuck? What the hell's going on? Oh, Jesus Christ, Susan. What the fuck is going on here? Hold on a second, guys. YouTube not receiving enough video. Come on. Yeah, everybody refresh. I just had to as well. If you're still getting a refresh and see if that helps. And now I get error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain. Susan, you're fucking pissing me off. If I had... Are you guys all back? I just want to see if everybody else has been able to get back in. Oh, excuse me, guys. I got to tickle my nose. Monkey's having no problems. If I had thought quickly enough, I could have grabbed a screen grab on my right here where I monitor the stream, you know, what's actually going out, not my camera itself, but the stream. As the little circle was looping around and around in circles, and we were getting nothing but lag, right beneath it is my stream health bar where it says excellent condition. I wish I would have thought to screen grab that in time so I could have sent it to YouTube and say, stick it in your ass. It was perfect. As you could see that everything was fucking up, it said excellent condition. So in other words, what I was sending out was plenty enough signal. We're still getting lag, and yet now YouTube puts up a prompt saying, you're not sending us enough video to keep your stream regular. Regulate this, assholes. Ah, Jesus Christ. Lewis Wax says, did anyone else see the YouTube recommends a video from YouTube saying how to make it through 2020? Uploaded 24 hours ago? No, I didn't see that. Wolverine says, check last post.
Oh, yeah.
Rowan says, hi. She went to Dubai to take a test in German. She's doing well. Oh, good. Good to know. Very good. I hope Rowan can get out of there. Rowan is in Syria. And she's been trying to do everything the right way. She wants to emigrate from Syria, which is completely understandable. And she already has family here in the U.S. She's somebody who wants to come in, contribute, has a lot to offer. Excuse me. And, of course, we make it almost impossible for her to get here. At the same time, with politicians so concerned about getting citizenship for those who just said, fuck it, we don't have to, we don't have to do things the proper way. Let's just jump across the border. That's why that stuff drives me insane. Because here's somebody who really has a lot to offer and wants to be a part of our society and do things the way that America does things. She wants to be a part of that whole system, and they give her shit about it. She can't get in. But if you just sneak across, then we'll have some bleeding heart tell you, it's all right. Just you had to walk across. You had to cross water to get here. That's punishment enough. That tells us you need to stay. Fuck you. Excuse me. Willie says, Heard now has the royal family on her side. Prince Harry hired her as a public speaking person for him. Props to Dior for not giving up on Daddy Depp. She even taunted him to go to the press. What the fuck? I'm not... Well, fortunately, I was always hesitant to say that because I've always said our UK crew here has been so good to us since day one of the channel. And I mean that genuinely. We've always had a large portion of our community from the UK. It's always been a large portion of the active people, that you see in the streams every day and the videos every day are from the UK. So I always used to hesitate to say it because I'm not a big fan of the whole royal family thing. I just think it's a lot of pomp, circumstance, and silliness. Just my personal opinion. And then I stopped being shy about saying it when I found out that all of you guys that I've talked to from the UK feel the same way I do and much more strongly than I do. The reaction I generally get is those motherfuckers cost me so much of my tax dollars and they don't do a goddamn thing. Inbred fuck. Well, I've heard that a lot, so so I don't feel as bad for not being big into the whole royal family thing. of you UK folks, just tell us in the chat. I didn't see how many are here right now. What's your opinion of the royal family? I'm just curious. See if it holds to what it typically is. Philip says public enemies. Johnny Depp plays 1930s John Dillinger. Christian Bale plays Melvin Purvis, the man who led the hunt for him. Good movie. That actually sounds pretty good. That's a plot I would like to see. I like stuff like that. I don't know how that one slipped by me, Philip, because not only did I not see it, I don't remember that. Typically, I'll at least remember the name. Yeah, that's something I would definitely watch. Tengu, that's pretty good. Tengu says the royal family is like a fat house cat, except its household is the entire country. That's really well put. Chrome says most people here in the UK hate the royals as well. They're welfare queens, pedos, and scum. See, this is what I hear all the time. Because again, you guys know I never lied to you. I just wouldn't bring up how I felt about the royals. If somebody asked, I would tell you. But I never brought up. It's like, why bring it up? I know we got a lot of people here from the UK, and I don't want to make anybody feel bad. But then when it would come up, I'd see most everybody from the UK saying just basically what Chrome and Tengu just said, was like, fuck them. And I hadn't even thought of it from that respect. Chrome says the royal family's always been slime. I hadn't even thought of it from that respect. You'd really be down on them when your tax dollars are supporting everything they do. Louis Wax says, Tengu, except fat house cats are cute. You guys are funny. Lewd. I'm not from the UK, but I'd smash the Queen. Well, smashing is a whole different thing. Sure. You got to think that's got to result in a broken hip. What is she, 123 or so?
Oh,
My Halo listeners don't like the royal
yeah.
family. You know what gets me? It seems like, and I don't say this as a joke, it really feels that way. I'm almost 60, and it seems like the Queen has been old since I was a child. It really does. It just seems like she was. Every image I have of her was as an older woman. Oh, Big Green says, at Lude, would you wreck her like Diana? Oh. Nacho says, the more things change, the more they stay the same. During the European American witch hunts, it was the people who were the worst part. The church mostly regulated it. Sheep can be worse than wolves. Agreed. That's well put. I like that. Sheep can be worse than wolves. That's an excellent line, Nacho. I agree with it as well. That's really good. Wolverine says the Queen of England and Betty White are essentially in a battle to see who can outlive the other. Yeah, pretty much, Wolverine. But the funny thing is, Wolverine. Well, maybe it's because. Yeah, it would explain why. She's an American icon, and of course the Queen is in another nation entirely. But I remember Betty White being younger. I don't remember Betty White being a kid or anything by any means, but I remember her younger days. And it just seems like every memory I have of the Queen, she was old. Or it could just be because I was a kid back then, so whatever she was, 25 or whatever, maybe that seemed old to me at the time. I don't know. It just seemed like she's been old forever. Niall says, I was at a party and I was on my phone and an old fart went on a tangent about young people having trouble spelling just because he saw me on my phone. See, that stuff drives me nuts now. That's what I mean. If there is only the one group I have predetermined notions about, it's old people. And that stuff too, that I've told you guys that before. That whole, I'm old, so I can't keep up with technology. That's fine and good if you want to be a lazy ass and say that, but then in the next sentence, don't talk about how we have a younger generation who's lazy. Because if you can't keep up with technology, it's because you're fucking lazy. It's not that you can't. You haven't even attempted it because, it's new and it's easier to just go, here, get this on my phone for me. Can you make my phone do this? Stop being a fucking phoebe. Just because you got old doesn't mean you're fucking helpless. That drives me nuts. And it never fails. That person doing that going, technology makes me uneasy, is the same person that in the next sentence is talking about how the young people are lazy. And that may be true as well. But so are you. You're too fucking lazy to stay up with technology. Yeah, Chrome says, well, the Queen was around during World War II. Yeah, like I say, Chrome, all my memories of her, she was old. And that's actually was something that was pointed out that really, really hit me too, is because I do remember Betty White being younger. Back in she's been in sitcoms forever. She used to be on the game shows. She was on that tic-tac-toe game show. I forgot the name of it. She was on that all the time, and she was younger. But the Queen, I only remember her, being old. That's what it says. At my market, my friend who works there asked how my Graham's doing. When an old fuck who was listening started to laugh loudly and said she'll be dead soon. I wanted to end up. What the fuck kind of shit is that? It is. It just seems like there's just so many. And again, it's not all. There's so many old people that are just douchebags. And I can tell you, we've got, and who knows, he may be in here now. My wife's uncle, great dude. Now, obviously an older man now. He is a regular watcher of the videos here. I know he pops into the streams whenever he can. He actually is a member of the Goosh. I didn't know that until just recently. Just somebody who, he's as quality a human being as you'll ever see. Just a really good dude. I remember when I was going to install a boiler in my basement. We had heating oil, and I was switching over to natural gas. And that's a hell of a job. And immediately he was like, well, I'll come over and I'll help you. And it's like, geez, Uncle Ken, that's a hell of a grimy, nasty job. He didn't care. He was here every day, just wanting to help, do whatever he could, help me put it in. And beyond that, he's just a good dude. And again, he shares our sense of humor. He's not into anime. He just likes the sense of humor around here and stuff. He's a member here. Who knows? Maybe Uncle Ken's watching right now, but he doesn't, he just likes to stay back and do his own thing. You won't see him commenting or anything like that in here, but he's always watching us. So there are always exceptions. I just wish there were more exceptions like Uncle Ken. But if you guys ever see, well, now I've let the cat out of the bag. Somebody's going to be masquerading as Uncle Ken. But I was going to say, if you ever see Uncle Kenny in here, you guys be nice to him. He's a guy who's significantly older than me, and he's way cooler than me too. I know that's not saying that much, but still. Vinny says, reverse survivor bias. The bitter ones never seem to die and are much more vocal, so they cause a false perspective. Could be. That's a solid point, Vinny. Oh, Joe, Uncle Ken is very cool. Again, to be his age and share our shared sense of humor, which you guys all know too well. But again, I know he's with us a lot. He watches the streams, the videos, everything. So he's around with us a lot. He's just not one to be commenting. Glick says, shout out to Uncle Ken. Uncle Ken's a real G. He is. You guys would really, really enjoy him. Really good man. Willie says, Prince Charles would be as old as his mother is now when he becomes king. I know, right? Willie, that's funny too. Prince Charles got the ultimate, yeah, right there with his mom living forever. He's already too old to enjoy being king. I don't know. Who do you think dies first? You think the Queen or Prince Charles? Last pictures I saw of Prince Charles, he's looking pretty raggedy and rough. I don't think he's got the tenacity that his mom has. I think she may outlive him. Johnny says, "Oh, Rico will pretend to be Uncle Ken to feel loved." Yeah, you're probably right, Johnny. If somebody shows up as Uncle Ken, I'd have to ask a question that only he would know, so we could out him. Tyler says, "Did you see the video from Moist Critical on how YouTube is going to try and fix a lot of their problems come 2021?" No, I didn't, Tyler, but I'll bet Spaz Kid did. I'll have to ask him about it. I like Critical too. I just don't get time to watch YouTube like I would like. But Spaz Kid, I'll be sitting here working, and if he doesn't have his headset on, or he's watching YouTube on his phone, I hear Critical's voice all the time. I know he's watching him all the time. Excuse me. Philip says, I'm Canadian and I hate the royal family, largely because the Queen has to sign off on amendments to our Constitution. I didn't know that. And appoint our Governor General. I had no idea about that. I wouldn't like that either. A figurehead from a foreign country? The fuck? Yeah. Holy shit, Philip. You just dumped a bunch of new information on me. That shocks me. I had no idea that was the case. Wow. I can't believe as a nation, Canada hasn't stood up and said, yeah, we're not doing that shit anymore. Well, I'm really surprised. I didn't know that at all. Henry says the royal family is probably inbred. Well, I've heard that was the case, that for many generations they did inbreed because they wanted to keep the blood pure. They probably have been fucking each other for decades to keep the bloodline pure. Oh, you said it. Why do you think they all look ugly and evil looking? I have read that, Henry, that was the case. That's exactly why, because they wanted to keep the bloodline pure. I'm not sure how they figured that inbreeding leads to purity, but sure, whatever. Cheap Jump Scare says, check last post. Also, shout out to Uncle Ken. Well, thanks, Cheap Jump Scare. I appreciate that. That's nice of you guys. All right, let me see if I can find Cheap Jump Scare's last post. Oh, where it at? Oh, there it is. Heard once claimed, we're talking about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp for anybody who just came in. Heard once claimed Johnny threw her by her collarbone. More recently asked Margot Robbie for a role in the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie. The Lion Witch and the audacity of this bitch. Yeah, I have no use for her. And again, it's society in general. This whole thing of, okay, she makes a claim against her husband, makes a claim against Depp. That's something that should be looked into. But taking actions, employers taking actions against him based on accusations, that's fun. That goes against everything America is founded on. And then, when it turns out that she's the abuser, they won't even come out and apologize to the guy. It's just like, well, It seems like there was a lot of unsavory activity on both sides. Yeah, well, then you shouldn't have just shit-canned him from his job and treated her with kit gloves. Nacho says, "Remember when the royal family killed each other all the time? I missed that. We actually got hot women queens from it." Nacho says, "That's well put. Remember when they used to all kill each other? I miss that. Get nostalgic for it. I get you. I get you, Nacho. I'm with you." um. Oh, Chrome says, "Okay, I finally decided to do a little test to see how long the delay is from when I type something in chat to how long it takes to pop up on the stream. 33 seconds. Yeah, that is pretty bad, Chrome. We've done a little test on it a couple times. It seems like the best we'll get is 8-9 seconds, but 33 is pretty extreme on the other side. Now, if I don't run it through my third-party softwares, then it's not nearly as long a delay, but then we have no options available to us. You know, I can't put this little chat in the corner here. We can't do Stream Boss. We can't, and I can't. What's most importantly, I can't call up other windows on my desktop or other videos and stuff to show you guys. That's the only reason I continue using the third-party software, because YouTube will allow us to stream direct, but they give us nothing, no extras at all to work. You know, just simple things that you would need for a modern stream. Lou says, "It's that old shtick, don't dilute the bloodline by having children with different families. They're behind the times." Scorching Cosmo says, "Justin Trudeau is a coward that bows down to dictators. He doesn't deserve to be PM." Yeah, I'll tell you, Cosmos, I'm not a Trudeau fan to begin with, but the stuff Philip's been filling us in on over the last few streams here, that last one was a shock. I mean, that's not Trudeau's fault, the last tidbit of information. But the whole allowing the Chinese army, the Chinese military on their soil, that just absolutely blew my mind. Henry says, "Prince Harry is literally the only one from the royal family that doesn't look in." I'm with you. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm with you. He's the only one that has a bit of a normal appearance to him. I agree. But that I had read that before, and it was so long ago I don't remember from where. I'm assuming it was a reputable source. But that, yeah, the inbreeding had gone on for generations in the royal family because they wanted to keep their bloodline pure. Yeah, they've done some things with their bloodline, all right. Wolverine says, "I'd go back in time and lie to Amber Heard's mom, say that her fetus is going to be the next Hitler if not treated. Hope." You guys. All right, guys. Well, I gotta go. This is a great stream. And Wednesdays are, midweek days. They're just like just trying to get through to those last couple days, especially with Christmas coming up next week and everything. But this, oh man, you guys do such a great job of picking me up now. And today's sticky stuff, I went the old school, radio DJ thing of, "Hey, it's Weird Wednesday, and I'm your host, some fucking dumb dude with a bald head." I went that route, so I couldn't help but inject the sticky stuff with a little extra weirdness. And when I say weirdness, we're talking real weirdness. I mean, be careful with the amount of this sticky stuff that you consume. You may be running through the supermarket frozen food aisle naked, screaming something about shrinkage. It's tainted. It's tainted with weirdness, but I know you guys ain't scared. You guys will accept it. You guys will get out the official sticky stuff fanny packs and you'll stuff a little bit in there, because come on, everybody needs to be a little weird every once in a while. In this case, a lot of weird once in a while. But here it comes. Pampu, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you. I can feel the weirdness makes it actually extra heavy. Sticky stuff for you and for you, and we'll bang, okay? Flashly like Buggy. And as always, most importantly, and it's always weird, goosh, 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 goosh.